Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Welcome back to our channel, the Fig Tree Generation.
It's day one of Sukkot.
Yeah, it's day one of Sukkot.
You can't see your shirt.
Oh yeah,
You can't
Sukkot.
see our shirt.
Right.
Sukkot.
Sukkot, yes.
And
This
we're
is-
home. For all 8 days, we're home. This is the first year.
Yeah, this is the first year I've had to work in years past, and specifically, I would say specifically, but this year I was scheduled to work pretty much this whole time. Definitely today.
Of all the fall appointed times.
Yeah.
You were scheduled to work. Yes.
And all the Sabbaths and everything.
So many.
So it's been awesome. If you don't know our story, you can go back if you're brand new to this channel, you don't know who we are, you can go back into some of the videos called Leaving Babylon. The latest one we talk about that I left my job and why and all that. And so that's kind of what we're talking about. I get to actually be home this year. So it's incredible. So we've had, it's our first day, so we're excited
We're going to
about
be camping tonight.
camping tonight, yeah, and for the next 7 days or 8 days, I guess. But
And I think the full moon, which we were on the full moon calendar up until this year. And those folks, those brothers and sisters, are celebrating, right? They're on the
Same day,
same
yeah.
day.
as Zadok, yeah.
As Zadok, so that's cool. But then there are people that are celebrating, I think, Feast of Trumpets. Is it Israel that's celebrating going into Feast of Trumpets, I think?
I think so, yeah.
So it's just like, it's an explosion of celebration. I shouldn't say explosion. Can you cut that out? Because you got to cut that out.
I will.
Because it's Israel just got it bombed on.
Okay.
Don't use that. Okay.
I'm not cutting that out.
No, you have to cut
Okay,
that.
go
I'm
ahead,
serious.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Don't
Go ahead.
put that in there.
Go ahead.
There is just so much excitement for God's feast days and it's set apart times. And so whether you're celebrating Feast of Trumpets or it's Day of Atonement or you're in the beginning, the middle, or the end of Feast of Tabernacles, we just want to wish you a rejoiceful season. It's a hard season, I think. The last week or so, there's been a lot going on in the world, a lot going on in the eastern side of the United States, between Hurricane Helene and the effects of it, and then port strikes, and then I think there's wildfires in Wyoming, and then Israel's being bombed. There's just so much, right? So much heaviness and sorrow, and I think we've been mourning and carrying those burdens, I think, of our like brothers and sisters, but just everybody, and so we're trying to, mourn and be sorrowful, but also turn that mourning into rejoicing because we are in the middle of these appointed times by Yah.
Well, it's Sukkot's time to be joyful, right? Well, what were we hearing this morning in the paleo?
Yeah.
About having joy and dancing and praising Yah during this time. Like, it's a time to be celebrating,
Yeah, I'll read this actually. One of my dear sisters in Messiah sent this to me, the Paleo Hebrew of Deuteronomy, which talks about the feast of Hasakoth or Sukkot. You shall fashion for yourself 7 days upon gathering in from the level place and from your winepress, and you have been joyful upon the festival, you and your son and your daughter and your servant, and the stranger and the bereaved father and the widow which is within your gates. For 7 days you shall keep a festival, dancing, going around in a circle, being giddy unto Yahuwah, your Alahaya, in the standing place which Yahuwah, the ever-living, shall choose for Yahuwah, your Alayaha. He shall baruch or bless you in all your produce and from all fashioned by your hands, and you will exist joyful. And I mean, that's the thing. When you go to Deuteronomy, I think it's 16. It's rejoicing.
Yeah.
It's the feast of. It's truly like a feast to dance and sing and worship
And don't you feel like the devil has really tried to bring us
Still.
down this since the Day of Atonement?
Yeah.
This last week, he's just really trying to take joy from us. So we are going to, on purpose, be joyful despite our surroundings. We're having some kind of afflictions right now that we're personally going through, and it's been hard. But right now, like, we have this opportunity to have joy despite our circumstances, and
we're commanded to be rejoicing.
we're commanded to do so. So that's amazing. So the feasts are incredible. I don't know if any of y'all are new and you're not in Torah yet, or maybe you're brand new to Torah. It's still time. You can get into these feasts right now and start worshiping Yah the way He said to. not the way the world says to, not the way the church doctrine says to, but the way that he said to on the mountain, on Mount Sinai, when he came down and gave us the sapphire stones, the covenant. Like, these were literally the words of Yahweh written by the hand of the Father. And he told us what to do. Like, he told all of Israel, all the people, the stranger that sojourns with you, what to do from generation to generation, a perpetual covenant. These things haven't ended. So it's an incredible thing. And any pastor or anybody who's trying to tell you, you don't have to do this, it's a burden, it's ridiculous, because resting right now, we didn't do anything because it's a Sabbath. It's not a burden. It is an amazing thing.
Yeah. And if you are new or you want to know more, or where do I begin? I mean, I just got this question asked from somebody that wants to keep the feast days. They're not keeping Christmas this year for the first time ever in their life. And you can go to the first, read the first 5 books, start there. But specifically, you can read Leviticus 23, gives a really good breakdown of the feasts of Yahuwah, the appointed times, or Moedim is the Hebrew word. These are my days. These are my appointed times, says Yahuwah. In Leviticus 23, but then also Numbers 28, 29 are 2 really good chapters that will help explain his appointed times, and also Deuteronomy 16, I believe, and then also in Exodus. I can't remember where in Exodus 23. No, 10.
13 for Passover.
13 for
and then,
Passover.
yeah, 30 something.
30.
I don't
Okay.
know.
But those are just places to start, and just start reading your Bible, read your Bible,
Yeah,
and just do it.
Read as a child. Just get into it and just read those verses about the feast days, and do what you can do. Say, oh, well, it says to not eat unleavened bread for Passover, for Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay, I'm not going to eat unleavened bread. Figure out how to do it. Figure out how to get it out of your house. Do the most you can. And pray, and just try to do it the best you can. I think a lot of people get so stuck into, like, we don't know how to do it when we have to go seek it from somebody. Someone needs to tell us.
Yeah.
But that's the worst thing to do. And I'm not saying it's the worst thing to do, because I learned from other people too. But
You could pick up traditions of man
Sure.
from us, from anybody.
sure, any man
you
could be
know?
lying. The heart's deceivably wicked above all things. So I wouldn't trust anyone except the word of Elohim. Like, get into it and just be like a little kid, finding the words of your father, just like Josiah, who found the Torah hidden away in the temple. What did he do? He picked it up, and they kept Passover for the first time in years. And they kept it the best of their ability. Did they fail? Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they had leavened bread everywhere and didn't know. But they did the best they could, and that's how our first Passover looked. We have done better each year at keeping the feast. But our first Passover was like, we were just excited little babies finding the Father's ways and trying to come back to him. And did we have leaven in our house?
Sure.
Probably, yeah. We probably did, of things we just didn't know had leaven in it. And there was other things that we did wrong. But Sukkot, this is, like we said, this is the first year we actually are getting to camp out and dwell outside the whole time. So that's pretty incredible.
And his feast days, yeah, it is. And his feast days are less burdensome than any holidays. Like, they're easy to me. They're easy to do because he requires so little from us. He's just like, just keep them, just guard them. And there are specific instructions for each of them, but they're way less burdensome to me than the holidays ever were. And I mean, it's a joyful time of year, and don't let it be a burden just because you don't know how to do it. Just do it. Just do it the best of your ability, and Yahweh will bless you for it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's still time. So if you haven't done them yet and you're wanting to get involved with Yah's ways, with his set apart days, not the holy days, holidays of the world, but the holy days of Yahweh, our Father. If you're waking up right now in the pig pen, like Rob Skiba used to say, I love that. He used to say, I woke up in the pig pen, in the pig slop, eating unclean things, and wondered, will my Father take me back? Yeah. Will he take me back if I go back to him? Yes, he will take you back. Like, you can go back to him in repentance by the grace supplied to us by the blood of Mashiach.
Yes.
You can go back to the Father, to his ways, not the world's ways. We were just talking about what Yeshua said. Any man who's called and goes back to the plow is not fit for the kingdom of Elohim. This is a man that's like called back to go to your Father. Yeah. And you look back and desire the world's ways. You desire the holy days of the world. You go back to him. You're not fit for the kingdom. And I desire that in my own life, to be fit for Yah and fit for the kingdom, fit for his days. And his days are a blessing. They're incredible.
Yeah.
So
And like we said in our last video, we will be doing these in the Millennial Kingdom, or we were doing them in the Millennial Kingdom.
yes.
So let's
yes.
prepare now. Let's prepare now for
Yes.
what is to come. It just reminded me of Jeremiah 24:7 that says, I shall give them a heart to know me, that I am Yahuwah, and they shall be my people, and I shall be their Elohim, for they shall turn back to me with all their heart.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah. I mean,
That's amazing.
This is not a video about
No,
the
that's
appointed
a,
times. Go ahead.
this is a short one today, so we just wanted to say that real quick. So
Because we can't not talk about this
Yeah.
word.
Yeah. Praise Yah, and hope you have a great feast season. Shalom.